Let's go to Dave. He's an Arsenal fan. Right, Dave?
Right, Davo.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm good, Dave.
All right, Davo.
How you feeling, Dave? How you feeling about Arsenal?
I don't think it was a bottle job. I think it was like, because they're a young team, like, you know when you want something too badly? Do you know what I mean? And kind of like you make mistakes. I think a lot of it was to do with that. Because I think football isn't just about being talented and being skillful. Sometimes it's about the team that makes the least mistakes. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Look, you're up against one of the greatest sides the Premier League's seen. You're up against a record breaker up top in Haaland, right? So you're right. But when you forget Man City for a second.
Yep.
What we say, Liverpool away, drawing 2-2 away at Liverpool, especially on the run they're on now. That's not the worst result. Okay, getting a point away at Anfield is never a bad point. I don't care how good they've been, how bad it's never a bad point. Where you guys really started to feel the heat was when
Southampton and West Ham.
Well, the West Ham game, when they got that penalty, and it went 2-1, you felt all of a sudden, could history repeat itself? Could Arsenal go away from home, dominate the game, be convincing, yet somehow contrive to find a way to drop points? And to be honest with you, West Ham deserved those points. In fact, on another day, they might even have gone and got the winner. And that was the game. That was the game for me where the title really did slip away from you. I felt.
But Dave, I said this from, I know Arsenal were flying and, Cundy was trying to get me to stand up and say Arsenal are going to win the league. And I said, listen, the last 8 games of the season is the most important. When it gets to the 30th game, you've got that last hurdle to get over. Man City have done it all before and Arsenal haven't. And yes, they've had a great season up to that point. But in terms of the experience, in terms of, grinding out results, I just felt like Arsenal weren't going to do it. And as soon as Saliba got injured, I just knew that the squad wasn't good enough.
It's a bit like what Martin Keown said this morning. He said, like, when we lost Saliba, it was like having the bath, like when you pull the plug out of the bath and the water just rushes out. He said it was like that. And I think also mentally, I just think we lost it. Mentally.
Yeah, and okay, that's fine. And Man City have got the ability to replace certain players. I mean, Pep will rotate players that at will, just to make sure that it gets the shape and the feel of the team right, depending on the opposition.
Taking Haaland and Grealish off after 65 minutes in most games this season.
And also Foden, he's such a talented player. Half the time he's on the bench. It's ridiculous the amount of sort of talent they've got. Whereas Arsenal, literally,
But Dave, if you had beaten West Ham, which you should have done, and if you had beaten Southampton at home, which you should have done, you would still be in this title. You'll be still in it, right amongst it.
Yeah, so we have messed up, and I think we've messed up. Lack of experience.
It's 2 seasons on the spin that's happened.
Same
time of season as well.
Yeah. I think that's basically why we haven't won the league for ages. Do you know what I mean? Amongst other things, and also we haven't done what Chelsea's done. What you've done, you've taken risks. You spent a lot of money. And you've got rid of managers, but basically you've wiped the board. I mean, what trophy haven't Chelsea won? Do you know what I mean? I hate to say it as an Arsenal fan, but that's
nothing this year. No, we'll find. They're up against the juggernaut of a side in City, aren't they? And they're up against. I mean, they are on course to win the treble.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
I know, but there was a point. Arsenal, they were 10 points clear at one point.
Yeah, there's so many different. I've seen lots of photos on social media about. It always appeared that Man City had a game in hand. It always looked like they had a game in hand. So it's a little bit false, but nonetheless, yes, it was in their own hands. It was in their own hands for quite some time actually. But the game against West Ham, to draw that. At 2-0 up against a side that at that time were right in amongst it in the relegation spots, right in amongst it. That's a bad.
Do you think you can win it next season, though, Dave? Do you think you can be amongst it?
I think we'll be in amongst it because we just need to buy. We need to buy about 3 players, in my opinion. With 3 players, actually, we're about 6 players realistically short of Man City, if not more. But to be in the mix, I think we need to sort of buy at least 3 or 4 players to be in the mix for the Champions League and all that. And it's not all that bad, because like my mate, he's a Spurs fan, and he says he goes to the ground and it's toxic. He says he goes into the sort of the fish and chips area, and then massive fights break out, and the cod gets battered.
What, over the fish or the battered sausage? What are they fighting over? Fighting over the beers or the battered sausage?
Then he goes upstairs into the boardroom and he says he's dying for a drink and all that, and literally he can't get one.
Comes down for a bit of battered sausage.
Well, no.
You know, I mean, the beers at the ground are nice. You know, they fill up from the bottom of the glass.
They're obviously fighting over fish and chips.
But basically, in the boardroom, he can't get a drink because there's no cups in the trophy cabinet, and all the mugs are on the pitch.
I knew he was tearing himself up for something.
That was a long time to get that joke out, Dave.
That's ultimate dad joke.
Dave.
This is me in my darkest hour. Arsenal's 3-0, and I thought I better say
you got to come out swinging.
Come out swinging, yeah. Dave, thanks for bowling in, mate. I really do. Let's go to Logan. He's an Arsenal fan. All right, Logan.
Logan.
Hi guys, sorry it was on mute.
That's all right.
That's right, Logan.
It's a bit like you in the last month.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no, just wanted to say, in terms of whether we've bottled it, you know what, I think we have, because, realistically we could have gone into the City game and gone in with a lot and still been on top. So, if you look at Liverpool, West Ham and Southampton, those 3 games we did bottle it. I know, going to Anfield, it's a tough challenge, but we were 2-0 up with like 20 minutes into the game. So it's all about game management. I think that's what we need to improve on, making subs at the right time and then strengthening our depth, really. But, at the end of the day, I'm chuffed with the season. Even though, we're coming out of it without a trophy, I still, I wouldn't have had it any other way, well, apart from winning the league. But, I can't really complain, really.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but it wasn't that long ago, Logan. Arsenal fans were phoning up in their droves, crowing about how they're going to win the title. There were lots of them.
And you know what as well, Logan?
There was lots of them.
I was thinking about it today, right? You put all your eggs in one basket, didn't you, really, with the league? I remember the Europa League game. Was it against Sporting Lisbon? You rested players and, I remember fans phoning up saying, yeah, we don't care, we're out. We want to be out because we don't need this game because we're going for the league. We're going to win the league. And now you're finishing the season empty-handed.
That's what I mean when I say, I don't really regret it in terms of how we did it, because you know what, I think going on that title run just showed how much we grew as a team, how much Arteta has done since coming in. So it's all about growing the team, building some depth, like City do, because City have essentially 2 players in each position. We need to get to that point where we can, manage every single competition. And, things like, the transfer talk of Tierney going to Newcastle and stuff like that, we can't let that happen. We need to have 2 quality players in each position if we want to, maintain a challenge next season, and also not go out in the early stage of the Champions League, really. So, yeah, we just need maybe a good 6-7 players in the summer, and hopefully we can go again.
Yeah. Logan,
but Logan, Arsenal fans were very cocky. Too cocky.
I totally understand. I wasn't one of them because, City are a monster, I totally understand. Yeah, we were too... I wasn't one of them.
No, of course not you. No, of course not. Logan, it says here, and they just brought up what we've got this screen in front of us, and it says what you phoned up for over the time. It says here, Logan, the Arsenal fans, it says here, back on, I think that is what 4th is that? Is that the 4th of Feb? Guarantee we're winning the title 100%.
Did it?
Yeah, that's what it says. It says there. No, it says there. It says there. Oh, it says there. 3 days later, 100%. Phone me up and I'll wear a Spurs shirt if we don't win it. That's what it says there. I've now got the 15th of March phoned up. Man City are useless.
Well, you know what? O'Hara should be wearing that Arsenal shirt soon, so I'm looking forward to that.
I heard about this.
No.
Jay, never go early, mate. Never go early. You were never... Jay.
I went early, mate. That was the start of the season.
Jay.
I don't know if anyone remembers that.
Schoolboy era.
Start of the season.
Schoolboy era.
I said Spurs would finish above Arsenal.
Oh, that's when you won the transfer window, wasn't it?
talkSPORT breaking news.
You had a parade, didn't you, with the transfer window? Richarlison at the top.
You know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to get an Arsenal shirt, right? I'm going to get a fresh one. I'm going to get on the back bottle jobs. I'll wear that. That's what I'm going to wear.
Why don't you get across the front? Bottle jobs across the front. Don't look at the back. You don't. So people can see it when you're on YouTube.
I'm going to do it. That's what I'm going to do. I'll wear the Arsenal shirt. No problem. I'll put it on. But there will be a message on the front of it.
Bottle jobs.
Yeah, maybe.
Bottle jobs.
Big bottle jobs. Yeah.
And
I might put Chelsea on there as well.
What?
Useless. I might just put everything on there.
Only team in London to win the Champions League twice. You put that on.
Logan, thanks for calling. Let's go to Jacob, Arsenal fan. All right, Jacob.
Shaky Jakey.
Hello, lads. How you doing? All right?
Yeah, I'm good. Look, a lot of talk about Arsenal throwing it away. What's your take on it?
I think yes, the last 6 weeks we've fallen off a bit of a cliff. West Ham away, so easy the first half an hour. 2-0 up, you got to win there. If you want to win a title, you got to win there. Southampton at home, they're down rock bottom.
Yeah,
like you can't be drawing 3-3 there. But I just wanted to say I'm a match going fan. I've got a season ticket, and I feel so proud of the team and reconnected. I was going back end of the Wenger era because I'm only 21, sort of thing. I've only had a season ticket a couple of years. Back end of the Wenger era, Unai Emery, and it was just down. The atmosphere was so flat. But I think we've got a young team who are hungry. And people want to support. People want to really get behind them. And I'm just feeling like sort of engage with them. And I think it's positive.
Yeah. Still bottled
I don't know what your take is on that.
Well,
we're a young team. Man City are relentless.
Yeah, you've done it twice. You've done it last season when you was fighting for something. You were fighting for the top 4. And you crumbled then. And now, all right, you've progressed as a football club and as a team. And fair play to Arsenal and Arteta, because you have been really good. But again, when it come down to the crunch and you needed to get something over the line, you've crumbled again.
Yeah, we have crumbled at the end, but we've progressed. And as a football fan, I think that's all you can ask for. If the players are giving 100% on the pitch and your team's going forward, I don't think you can moan.
They're higher up the table, then crumble. Is that what you're saying? So they're higher up the table and crumbled.
Well, you could say you could say we've crumbled, but surely there's been 18 other teams crumbled before.
No, I'm saying I didn't say that. You say it. I'm just saying.
You don't get nothing for second, though, do you?
No. What he's saying is
you don't get anything for second, no.
No. What he's saying is last season they crumbled and finished 5th. This season they crumbled and finished 2nd.
Like Man United, who actually have had a better season than Arsenal.
No, well, not better.
Man United. No. Let's have it right, Jacob. Man United have had a better season than Arsenal. They've won the Carabao Cup and they're going to get Champions League football. Arsenal haven't won a trophy, get Champions League football. Who's had a better season?
They've not had a better season. They've not.
I don't think you can say they've had a better season.
What's it say on paper at the end of the season?
They've had a more successful season.
Right, so what's that then?
But they can't be more. It can't be a better season.
It's a better season.
Okay, let me ask you.
Man United have had a better season.
Let me ask you this.
They've got Champions League football. If they get in the top 4, they finish 4th. They've won the Carabao Cup.
Let me ask you this. If Ten Hag has the same season next season and Arteta has the same and pushes Man City again, right? Ten Hag is in danger of the sack.
Oh, you're winding me up. They won the Carabao Cup. They're in the FA Cup final.
Mate, no. What I'm saying is, if they just win this season, the Carabao Cup, right? Kenny Dalglish got the sack. Manager's done. So
who's getting a sack? Who are you talking about? Ten Hag?
No,
what? You get a sack for winning a trophy?
No, yeah. Man United, you do.
But it's 2 cutthroats.
You do.
It's 2 cutthroats.
Man United to win the Carabao Cup ain't good enough for United.
He's in the FA Cup final.
No, okay. If they have the same season right now and the season's finished,
I don't care what you say. You can throw any sort of scenario at me right now. If Man United finish 4th. They've won the Carabao Cup, and whether they win the FA Cup or not, they're in the final of the FA Cup. They've had a better season than Arsenal.
No, they've been more successful.
They've had a better season than Arsenal.
They've been pumped 6, 7s.
It doesn't matter.
5s, 4s.
Arsenal,
mate, they've been
haven't
pumped.
Won nothing.
Mate,
they finished second.
They've been pumped. You can't say they've had a better. They've had a more.
I can,
silverware,
and I will.
Silverware, more successful. Yeah, better. No chance. No chance. If they have the same season,
what do you mean?
You're telling me.
What are you going to look back on in 5 years' time? Are you going to look at Arsenal's really good season, finishing second without a trophy, or are you going to watch it and think Man United won the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup in Ten Hag's first season?
That don't keep Ten Hag in the job, mate.
Oh,
winning the Carabao. If he does the Carabao Cup 3 seasons on the spin and gets 4th, he's sacked.
Mate,
he's sacked.
You're talking garbage.
No, he's sacked.
You're talking garbage.
Louis Van Gaal got sacked for winning the FA Cup.
Jacob, what would you have rather had this season, right? What would you rather have had? Arsenal finishing second to Man City but going all the way to the end, or finishing in the Champions League, you finish in fourth but you win the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup?
And the FA Cup.
Or even or the final. You're in the final of the FA Cup. You're playing Man City, but what would you rather have had? A trophy season or Champions League football?
We've been in the title race. We haven't been in a title race.
You've been in a title race, though, have you? Because you've got 3 games left, Man City, and they're 4 points clear.
They have been in a title race. They have. You can't argue with that.
No knocking that. You can't argue with that.
But what I'm saying, the Carabao Cup at Man United, it might keep you in a job.
I'm not asking about Man United. I'm asking Jacob, the Arsenal fan, what he would rather have had.
Go on, Jacob.
If you could say fourth place...
They won the FA Cup 3 years ago.
Fourth place, a League Cup and an FA Cup, I'd take that.
Right, what about Carabao Cup and fourth place?
Jacob.
I want to be in a title race. I'm an Arsenal fan, and as an Arsenal fan, we're the biggest club in London and we're the third biggest club in the country. You're not
the biggest club in London. You're not the biggest club in London.
We are the biggest club in London.
You're not. I mean, you're not.
We are the biggest club in London.
Well, how about you get a Champions League? You won one European trophy in the whole of your existence. And that was a Mickey Mouse Cup, Winners' Cup.
Yeah, Chelsea haven't done anything. Chelsea haven't done something since Abramovich went there, basically.
We won more trophies than Liverpool in the 90s before Abramovich turned up. We won more European trophies in the 90s before he turned up than Arsenal have in the history.
I think it's fair to say. I think it's fair to say we're the biggest club in London.
Yeah, well, fair to say, under your little Arsenal duvet.
All right, okay.
Jacob, thanks for phoning in, mate. I'm going to ask this question. I'm going to put it out.
Okay.
I'm going to put this question out to Arsenal fans and Man United fans.
Listen, the Carabao Cup is great. It's brilliant. It's a trophy. It will paper over so many cracks at United. That ain't good enough for United, mate.
They're in the FA Cup final, James.
No, okay.
They could stop Man City getting treble.
Okay, so all we can do is have a conversation of what it is now. So let's do it. Okay.
Right, absolutely. Have that conversation, and you can have your say on this. Even if Man United don't win the FA Cup, they're still in the final, Jace. They've got to the final of the FA Cup. Yep. They've won the Carabao Cup, and they've got Champions League football. That, to me, is a better season than Arsenal finishing second.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.